Now this was when Alice brought home Lardo, which Lardo's new. What's Lardo? He's a what?
Cat.
He's a cat. Remember that her aunt left her. How was her parents? I want to know how her parents were feeling during this time. Think about that. She brought home that cat. This is when her mother cried. How were they feeling at that time? Turn somebody close to you and talk to them about that real
go away because when they both they didn't really care.
Okay, eyes and ears back up here.
The parents didn't care.
Rhea said a really good word. Rhea, how did you describe the way Mom was feeling here?
I was shocked that she was expecting for them to bring second house, not Florida.
She said when we read the word cried, I knew that she was shocked. And she not because of her background knowledge too, because what were her parents wanting her to bring home? Besides the pie recipe, right? Okay. Now I want you to look at this sentence and I want you to tell me what you notice about it. Now remember, when you feel like you can tell me something, show me your sign. And it's okay if you say, I think I know something, I just don't really know if I could explain it to you. You can show me your maybe sign. And if you're not sure about the sentence, it's okay to show me that too, okay? I just want to know your thinking right now. Let's go ahead and turn to me new and talk to me about what you notice about this sentence.
And also it says Alice's. There's the apostrophe above. It's explaining because it's Alice's mother, so that's why it has the apostrophe after the E in Alice's. I don't know. It's like a possessive, like it's because Alice's mother was Alice's something, like if it says something, then you put an apostrophe over that thing. That's what she
Alright, eyes and ears back up here. I heard some great discussions about many different things in this sentence. Who wants to share what they were talking about with their partner about this sentence? What did you notice with your partner? Emma, what's something you noticed?
I noticed that Georgia is saying something. She's saying a question.
Okay, who's saying the question? George is saying the question. Hang on, Olivia, let it go. Who cried this question?
Alice's mother.
You can underline that. Is that who's speaking? Yeah, you can underline that. Great job, Emma. Now, how did you know she was speaking? How did you know she was speaking?
Because it says Alice's mother.
Good. It said Alice's mother cried. Good. Are there any other clues that she was speaking here? Amy, what did you notice?
There's dialogue.
There's dialogue. How did you know there was dialogue?
Because I could see it.
You want to come and circle those? Great. Amy notices the dialogue. Ethan, what do you notice?
Also, the apostrophe between the E and S shows that it's Alice's mom. It shows ownership.
Good job. Great explanation there. You said this apostrophe here shows ownership. Whose mom is it? Alice's mom. That's something we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Good.
I remember when I read books, like it says what they say and then a comma to separate what you say and what they're saying.
And what do you notice in this sentence?
But there's no comma.
There's no, what is there instead of a comma?
What's
A question mark. Here's what Milano said, and that's actually what I wanted to talk about today. A lot of the dialogue that we've talked about, there's a comma. And why is there a comma inside those quotation marks usually? What have we talked about? Turn somebody close to you and tell them, what have we talked about? Why is there a comma?
It's the person talking and it's the third person.
It separates the person talking and after that it's usually says who talking, so it's separating that.
And separating the story between talking.
All right, eyes and ears back up here. Ethan, what were you sharing with Arjun just now?
It separates what Alice's mother is saying and the story.
Good, it separates what is being said from the speaker, right? Well, why do you think they decided to use a question mark here? Why would they just use a comma? Varun, what are you thinking?
It's like a question.
Because she's asking a question, right? So remember, we've talked about punctuation. There can be any kind of punctuation here. What's another punctuation that we could use, or another form of punctuation we could use to separate besides a comma and a question mark? If we're separating what's being said from the speaker, what's another form of punctuation we could use, Keith?
An exclamation point.
If there's a lot of emotion in what's being said, we could use an exclamation mark too, right? Here's what I want you to notice. As you're reading in independent reading, I want you to notice when you're reading dialogue. And notice what punctuation is separating what's being said from the speaker, okay? You're also working on your fairy tales in writing, which most of you have a lot of dialogue in that. So be noticing, when do you use different kinds of punctuation? Or should you even go back and revise and maybe change some of your punctuation that's separating what's being said from the speaker, okay? Make sure you share that with your writing partner too and say, I noticed I was separating all of my, what was being said from my speaker with commas, so I went back and changed that because I had different emotions and I had some questions being asked, so I went and changed those, okay? Make sure you notice that and share it with your writing partner and help them too, okay?